right, last one, everyone. My name is Rachel. I'm co-founder and CEO of Trigger. And at Trigger, we watch the stock market for you. Trigger helps you manage your portfolio by simplifying your investment ideas. Our secret sauce is that we let you execute and share your views via a simple if this then that statement called a trigger. For example, if my Google stock is up 30% and it reaches long-term capital gains, then sell a quarter of my Google position. With Trigger, you can easily sign into your existing online brokerage account to place the triggers you want on your portfolio, get real-time alerts, or immediately place orders once the trigger has fired. You probably own a brokerage account to invest in the stock market, and you must be thinking to yourself, can I do this already? Well, you can buy stock, you can still short, but that's really about it. And let me tell you something. I was a trader at a big bank, and this is not how the big boys make money. They make money by sitting on the trading floor all day long, watching the stock market, getting into great trades at amazing levels. Exactly what Triggers can do for you. There is software that can do this for you, but it looks like this. They have limited mobile capabilities, the use of jargon is intimidating, and even if they have conditional orders, they only let you trigger on a very limited set of options, like last traded price. So then how do we bridge this gap between these guys and you? The answer is Trigger. We democratize the tools and technology that Wall Street has had for decades, empowering the individual do-it-yourself investor to better invest and acquire a Trigger investment philosophy. We currently support 3 different trigger types. Real-time stock price movements data provided by Xignite, like 1-year low, last traded price, % change on day. Real-time corporate fundamentals provided by Benzinga, like earnings announcements, dividend announcements, market cap PE, you name it. Triggers on real-time economic events, like the Fed or tomorrow's GDP report. So without further ado, let's take a look at Trigger. My co-founder, Adrian, is a former Googler, and he uses Trigger to manage his Google and technology stocks. He receives a real-time push notification that his corporate earnings trigger has fired. Within the trigger card, there's all of the information that Adrian would need in order to evaluate the performance of this trigger, including hypothetical returns that he would have made had he in fact sold Google when the trigger fired. This is his dashboard. He can see all of the past triggered triggers and currently all the active triggers that are being watched in real time by us. Where Trigger is really different, though, is that Adrian can browse other triggers and learn from other experts like myself. These are the trending triggers from the community, those that are hot and that are popular. Adrian sees an oil trigger that piques his interest. He likes it, and he decides to follow me, the author of the trigger. Now, if I create future triggers, he will get notified of those events as well. Since Adrian is a techie, he also follows Facebook, and he sees a trigger that he wants to copy for himself from Zaf. He copies this trigger, and now he owns the trigger in his dashboard and everything that relates to that trigger. We also curate collections of triggers, like economic events and triggers around monetary policy. I created a trigger around the Fed, a very hot topic these days. I think the Fed is going to cut rates, but Adrian disagrees. So he's going to build his own trigger. He selects economic events, want to trigger on the Fed funds, on the actual interest rate. So we all know rates are low, 0.5%. So he thinks rates are going to hike, so is above 0.5%. If this happens, he wants to sell SPY because he thinks the market's going to sell off when that happens, all in real time. The trigger card builds in real time. He can keep that private to himself, and then boom. His trigger is created, it's active, being monitored, and next time the Fed meets in April, hopefully that trigger will fire. But what's to stop us from triggering on any type of data? Like Twitter. If Chipotle Twitter sentiment turns bullish, then buy Chipotle. Elections. Like if Trump wins the election, then sell everything. Bitcoin, weather. The possibilities of triggering on any type of streaming data are essentially endless. Finally, we'd like to give a big thank you to the FinTech Sandbox, to Gene, and all of the participating data providers. We couldn't have built Trigger without you. So thank you for your support. Please approach me afterwards. I'd love to tell you more about Trigger. We're in private beta and we're launching very soon. Thank you very much.